Hello everyone, welcome back. I feel like there's been quite a hiatus, I'm afraid, since we did our last one. We recorded a whole podcast. It was like easily almost an hour long, and then we completely ruined it by only having two mics. So we've acquired a third mic, and we're here now. It's fine. We can finally get you on properly. So,
Hello.
Who are you again?
I'm Max.
And what do you do?
I'm one of the workshop technicians here
Right,
at Ecotune.
You've not been here that long, have you? Well, it feels like a while.
Do you know what? I don't actually know. It feels like ages.
It feels like you've always been here.
I think it's like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah, because you were here at the second Crail
Second
last
one.
year.
Yeah. So what was it? September, November?
Yeah, that was an absolute baptism of fire, by the way.
Yeah.
Like,
It was so funny how, like, when I joined, like, I was just so chucked into the deep end.
yeah.
Like, it was, you're going to Crail. Oh, by the way, you're going to Pod. Oh, you need to go to Pod again.
Was it 2 pod trips? Was it?
I think it was like
We were trying to do the record, weren't we? We obviously got it eventually.
Yeah, 2 Pod trips.
Oh my god, that's brutal.
It was fun though, because you know,
Yeah.
like
It's the
getting chucked
excitement.
in somewhere, like
Yeah.
that's how I instantly felt like at home, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't really get that like, oh, we'll just take it slow, do what you can. It was like,
Yeah.
no, you need to take this engine out on your first day. You're going to Pod tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely launched.
It was so fun, like literally. Tony came up to me and was like, oh yeah, your first week, you know, we just take it slow. We don't know what you can do, what you
Yeah.
can't. I was like, oh, actually, can you take this engine out of this golf car?
Baptism of fire. You before you worked here, you were a specialist in classic cars, weren't you?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I was working mainly classic cars.
Like full restorations, nut and bolt stuff, no?
We did pretty much everything. Like we did full restorations, you know, Porsches, Ferraris, you know, Morrises and everything. We did maintenance of classic cars as well, you know, carburetor setups, distributors and whatnot.
So not quite EA Triple H Gen 3s.
No. We did do a lot of the 90s stuff as well, which was kind of electronically heavy.
Okay.
You know, funny enough, I came here for an interview, was it 2-3 years ago? Obviously didn't get the job.
Oof.
And I was looking for somewhere else, and I was like, I like classic cars, you know. I was never wanting to be like a mainstream mechanic, you know, at dealership or whatever, you know.
You want to do cool stuff.
When I'm home, like my fiance always laughs at me, like I'm literally working on cars every day. I get home, all I do is watch cars. You know, I'm looking at turbo kits, I'm looking at, you know, what the Honda guys are doing and drag racing and everything, you know, like I was never wanting to be a mainstream mechanic. I was always wanting to do something different, you know, a lot about fabrication, performance, or classic cars, you know.
Yeah, well, we'll get onto that later anyway, because you've done quite a lot of that here.
Yeah.
With the elephant in the room right now.
Yeah.
Fabrication, custom,
A lot
staring us
about
right in the face.
It was actually a lot easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's
Like
gone
compared
together
to
real
what
quick.
I'm used to fabrication wise and customization wise, like the classic car place, you know, I'd be doing engine swaps, you know, we would be putting MX-5 engines into minis and whatnot, you know, like it's
Maybe we'll touch on an engine swap at some point.
maybe. Yeah.
Everyone keeps asking for Dazzle swap to like R's and stuff, so we haven't really approached that yet as a company. I feel like it's been done quite a lot, to be fair.
The thing is with that, like, it's not really any custom fabrication, to be honest. Like, it's an MTB platform, you know. It's like everyone
Firing.
bolts in. You know? The videos that I've seen online, like Humble Mechanic or whatever, that he recently done one, it actually looks pretty simple. Like everything just kind of bolts in. Obviously, the only thing is wiring, but you know we can do that. No problem.
My GTI needs cams. Maybe I'll just, Dazzer instead.
It'd be fun to do something properly like
Do we not have a
crazy
block? I'm sure it's a sleeved one.
Do you know
actually.
what? It'd probably be quicker than doing the bloody cams. That job looks like an absolute ball ache.
Not that you'll do it.
No, I'll have you do it.
Yeah. Honestly, I've done plenty of them now. I know all the tricks on how to do it fairly quickly.
What have you got just now? Like, what are you driving just now? And what have you had?
So I've got 3 cars, all in different senses of bits. I've got a 1990 Honda Prelude, which is kind of my
Sweet.
pride and joy. I've had that car for years.
I'm gonna flash an image of that on the screen.
Yeah, it's H22 swapped out of the Accords Type R.
Mm-hmm.
You know, custom paint job, wheels, BC racing suspension, like a lot of cool stuff.
Didn't you paint that yourself as well?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, jack of all trades.
It's
Mental.
not, paint work isn't great.
You say that. I've seen this car many times, and so have you.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
doing himself a disservice because it's mint. It
A
looks
lot
really
of
mint.
polishing to make it look that good.
Yeah, well, still time and money and effort gone
He
into it.
absolutely just says that so he doesn't have to paint any of our cars.
Yeah. Undersell it.
Yeah. I'm actually trying to sell that. Well, I'm prepping it to sell it. I need to, like,
Okay.
exhaust is actually lying there.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
that got sorted
Campbell's
today.
getting an O2 sensor.
What else is? What else is in the fleet?
I've got a Fiat Uno, which did have a 1.4 turbo engine in it at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting it back to stock now. I'm kind of thinking about the idea of just going balls out with the 1.4 turbo engine and forging it,
Please,
GT28 turbo on it and whatnot. But
What's
Please
stopping
do
you?
please do
I
it.
don't have the time and space to do it. You know, like I'm thinking, do I use the money I get from the Honda to do that, or
Yes.
do I just be sensible and
Or join us and buy a convertible and we can all
no,
road trip to
I'm not
Glen
about
Car.
that life. Sorry.
It's a pretty great life, though, isn't it?
I can't comment. I've not had
Not
mine in
in
18
Scotland.
months.
I'm the only one enjoying it at the moment.
I can't comment.
But, it's not the only car you've got, though. Those two.
So
Your
the
daily.
other one, my daily driver, is a A45 AMG.
I hear you want it to be the world's fastest. Will it be the world's
I don't
fastest?
know. We'll see where it goes. You know, it's kind of high mileage. Again, do I sell the Honda, keep the money in case I need to buy a diff or a gearbox? Do I forge that engine and just send it? You know,
Mate, it's just broken in. Send
Yeah.
it. Come on.
I mean, it's got currently stage 3, so hybrid turbo,
Yeah.
charge coolers, intake. You know, saving up money for a high pressure fuel pump.
Yeah, if I can't secure you one. If anyone knows of a good
Yeah.
source for a high pressure pump, we'll get in touch.
Let us know if you want to help us.
I mean, what's the current record just now, roughly?
10.6, draggy.
That's
10.6.
and draggy as well.
Yeah, so it's not.
I mean,
an
that's
official.
quick, but we do that on like stage 3 hours all the time.
I mean, the world record for the IS38 was very close to that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Come on, we can do that.
who knows?
Surely.
It's not tuned yet. You know.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Stan to come back from Norway. I don't want to bother him with that.
Yeah, I'm jealous of them, by the way.
I
just
did
to
a
touch
log
on
the
that.
other day
Yeah.
and I was trying to make 2.8 bar boost. I was like, the throttle body's shut, and I'm like, okay. He was like, don't floor it. And I was like, oh, but I want to.
He put some horrendous pops and bangs on it though. That was hilarious.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he so he flashed the stage 2 file on it just to get me going, you know.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Do you want pops and bangs?" I was like, "No, I'll flash pops and bangs."
He did
And
the
they were
same to me.
So loud, like I can because usually on the A45 they're just in sport mode.
Yeah.
But he done it in comfort mode as well. So I got home that night and it was just like even lightly touching the throttle, it would be like, you know, and I'd be like, what the fuck?
He did the exact same to me. I had to beg for ages to take the pots and bangs off.
I went up to him the next day. I was like, I'm not leaving here till you get done yourself. I can't drive.
I mean, he stays here till midnight a lot of nights, so you probably won't leave him for a while, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think we can get it a lot lower, well, a lot quicker than a 10.6.
Problem is with those cars, the gearboxes are quite fragile. Maybe not so much the gearboxes, maybe the actual tuning of the gearboxes. Not to like, you know,
Well, we can do that.
talk
We've
shit about
flashed
other
your
tuners
box.
and whatnot, but from what I've heard, you know, a lot of them at that kind of power level start to slip and whatnot. But you know, Stan's an amazing tuner.
What would the power level be, roughly? Are we talking
So-
500, 550, 6?
I think about 600.
Okay.
You know, the highest I've seen, you know, claimed was about 680, I think.
On pump fuel, or are we talking
That was-
ethanol?
I think it was pump fuel. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Jeez.
Oh, that's serious.
VGS done one. An
Oh,
A45.
okay.
Yeah, it had a billet intake manifold on it.
Oh, really?
Had a Zona turbo.
Sweet.
That was, I think that was one of the fastest in the world at the time. Well, don't really know what happened to that car.
Well, I think we'll get you there. It's exciting because that'd be a curveball of a record. Well, for Ecotune and for you, because
it's like one of those cars.
we're VAG
they're
really.
Not super popular. Not a lot have them. Not a lot of people send them that far. Hybrid turbos and whatnot. So. I don't know. I thought.
But who knows? Maybe you'll inspire people who got them now to do it.
Whole new market following Max.
Yeah, you'll see how easy it is to go really quick.
Yeah,
and
by
then
the
there
way,
you go.
it's so easy.
It's just simple bolt-ons.
Like you've seen me put the charge killer on.
Yeah.
It's literally.
You were not here long.
2 bolts on each side.
Yeah.
A couple of M8s on the bottom. Pop that off. Slide it out the bottom.
Nice.
It's just clipped in. Slide it back in.
I think I painted the grills on the Porsche in the time that you did that. I don't know if that says more
And
about
then
me
the
or you.
turbos in the front as well. And I was expecting for it to be such a bollock because I'm used to fitting
Yeah.
Powermax 2s on Golf R's,
Yeah.
but it was so easy.
Yeah, there's loads of space around
I'd
it.
rather do A45s any day.
Aye. Aye. We went to Jimmy Glen's recently.
We did.
We're recording this a bit afterwards because of the last issue of the podcast, but we just have to give them a shout out on that because that was such a good meet.
Yeah, I was so surprised.
I know.
I was expecting it to be one of those meets,
Yeah.
But honestly, the variety of cars.
Variety, the
amount of
caliber of the
people.
stuff that was there. Oh my God. And
Some really, really rare cars.
some of the stuff that you had actually worked on at your previous job.
Yeah, one of the 911s that
The
was there. I was
Restos.
like, I've worked on that.
So
Walking
mad.
around pointing out license plates. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some special stuff. I saw a really nice Alpina, a newer one. Is it the B6s? I don't really know, but it's so beautiful. We'll flash a picture of that as well actually on the screen because that was really nice. Yeah, just the caliber of the cars, that was brilliant.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's always an amazing event, but I mean, I think that one easily
they've
has
done a few, haven't
has
they?
to take the cake.
Yeah, I'll be going to the next one. I'm hoping that when we move unit, because that's maybe the announcement for it, we're staying within Hillington Industrial Estate in Glasgow, but we are moving to a much bigger unit, and it's being kitted out at the moment. But we'll definitely have a big grand opening and all that.
Oh, we need to shut down the whole street.
Yeah.
Parked cars.
But I'm hoping that going forward we can do more of those style of meet, because that was really cool. Even just the community aspect of it was really nice.
Even just to touch base with old customers, new customers,
Yeah.
people who aren't customers, and maybe just
And just see some cool
I
stuff.
feel like in
Warm
Scotland there's not a lot of that happening. And when
No.
it does happen, a lot of people come.
Yeah.
All the good stuff's down in England, your caffeine and machine type stuff.
Yeah.
That's
haggis
all.
and horsepower. would
Oh my
slap.
God! Did you just come up with that?
Haggis and horse.
Haggis and
We are
horsepower
so
would slap.
using that.
There's a building at the side of the home and buy that.
That is amazing.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
You're going to go on Facebook though, that's already going to be a thing. So shout out to you if you thought of the name.
Yeah.
But, I mean, what do we have? We've got
If not,
Clean
Clean.
Fest,
That is so ours. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have.
I mean, Cleanfest is a good event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's always some
Sorry.
great cars there, but I mean, Scottish Festival of Motoring has some great cars.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, I just think the market for these really cool meets is down at the moment. I don't
I
know.
mean, obviously we do the Crail thing, but that's kind of drag
Crail's
racing.
fun.
Yeah. It'd be nice to actually, have some food and talk to people. And
Yeah, it was just really laid back. That's what was
Yeah.
nice. There was no, sure, there was some people when they left being a bit leery, which is kind of fun.
Yeah,
But that's cool. But
Mustang or two.
yeah, Mustang drove fast. We're like, oh my God, get out of the way. It was the MX-5 owners you had to worry about at that one.
Yeah. I think, yeah. It's
Yeah,
usually
some of
the
them
ones you
did
have
go a
to
bit
go
sideways, which is fun.
I felt like I was sideways in the Porsche. It always feels much more than it is. Though
You
outside.
felt like it, but it didn't look like it.
It was the most control Vex.
Because I was like right behind you, and I was like, did he just chirp a wheel or did he not? I wasn't sure. So.
I'm thinking I'm Tokyo drifting. Like,
We're sitting in the car behind you, not knowing where we're going because you didn't get the name,
And
going,
I'm
just
just trying to
watching you
drift.
try.
we'll get there eventually. It's new to me. Speaking of cool cars, actually, we've had some really cool stuff in recently.
Yeah.
What's been your favourite of the past few weeks?
My favourite.
Oh, well, yeah.
I
Max,
mean, literally, what today we had a 300-mile M5 touring in.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool.
Fresh
Brooklyn
off the
grey, carbon bits all over.
Carbon ceramic brakes.
Yep.
Like, I don't think I've ever touched a car that new. It smelled new from the outside.
Yeah, you can smell it right over
Yeah,
here.
yeah, it was like, oh, that smells like a new car. You know, like stuff was still burning off of it.
We just did spacious on that.
Yeah,
We're doing lowering springs.
yeah.
And we've already sold an Acura for that car too.
I can't wait.
You'll be installing
Better put that
soon.
job in my name.
It is.
Is it?
It's that's going to be special.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the first, well, probably in the world actually, but definitely the UK.
Do you know, I'm surprised that like they've already made one. You know,
I know.
like
They're quick. Acura are really
that car
quick.
has literally just came out.
They don't even always have. I went to the Acura factory like not last year but the year before, which is a whole video in of itself because the setup Acura have. I mean, you walk in there and you're like, no wonder these guys are the pinnacle of.
I mean, it's like
motorsport
robots,
exhaust.
and everything making exhaust, right?
One of the sidetrack, but one of the sickest things I've ever seen in my life was a motorbike dyno in there, but they have an actual like iRobot figure on it.
Wait, is it like a
Yes.
robot guy? Like,
I'm telling you right now, it was like something completely out of the future. You know those like Elon Musk Tesla robots?
yeah.
One of those sat on a motorbike.
So what you're telling me is
That's
is
like Terminator shit.
Acura beat Elon to AI.
Yeah, it's mental.
Fair play.
And the way they do their sound design as well, they have it set up in these booths with the car on a dyno,
Yeah.
and these mics all around the car and in the kind of enclosed cell.
Yeah. Like an
And there's a
anechoic
guy
thing.
in there with these mad, like, beautiful Sennheiser headphones or something, and he's just tweaking away and like reading all the little parameters. It's crazy, like the level they're on.
I mean, the detail, like fitting an Acura exhaust, like it literally fits better than an OE exhaust.
Yeah,
It's so good.
every time.
Like it's designed to perfection. It looks good and it sounds amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't beat it at all. Well, Acura plug, but it's so true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's getting an Acura soon. We had a Ferrari in yesterday.
Yeah.
That was cool.
F12.
F12 Berlinetta, I think.
It was, yes.
Yeah, we did a Capristo valve control. Well, you did.
Yeah, I did.
How was that? Was that a
actually
nightmare?
really easy.
Was it scary?
No, it was so easy. I'm used to working on high-end cars, you know.
Yeah.
From my old work.
So it doesn't freak you out? Because it would
No.
freak me out. But I'm
Car's
not
a
that
car.
level.
And like, you just need, like, the thing is, like, when you're working on a car, you know, like, you need to be careful with any car, you know. Just because it's a 2012 Seat Ibiza, you know, that can be somebody's pride and joy,
That's true.
you know. So
You've seen mine. Mine's my pride and joy, but it's terrible looking.
Exactly. So you have the same amount of care for every car, you know. Like, I know it's a Ferrari, it's expensive, but it is just a car, you know. If you think about it that way, you're not like, in my opinion, if you're scared of touching a car, you're actually more likely to make mistakes.
So true. Yeah,
you know?
so true.
So, I mean, I've done the Lamborghini, I've done that, you know, it's just
Yeah.
R8s and whatnot, plenty of those, 911 turbos, GT3 RSs, like, you need to treat them like a car, you know. And actually, the Ferrari that worked was so easy. Like,
It
taking a
looked it.
bumper off an R8
Yeah.
is quite a task.
Yeah.
That was literally what, 2 M10 bolts on that side, a couple of M10s on the bottom, and it just popped off.
Yeah. It takes longer to get a bloody Golf or a Polo one off.
Yeah,
honestly.
literally. Yeah.
Brutal.
And the valve controllers were like right at the back. Which
Yeah,
was so
it was
nice.
really accessible. It looked
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
We're releasing a video on that one soon. But yeah, beautiful red F12,
The nuts.
stunning,
Yeah.
stunning.
I have to say though, I know you guys are F12, M5. If I'm taking something,
Oh, you're so jealous of this car, aren't you?
Also jealous
Like
of this
you always
car.
just come in and you're like, is it done yet? Is it done?
It's not. Is it done yet? It's like, where are we at? Like, I mean, everyone is
Yeah.
overjoyed about this.
Yeah.
You guys,
Everyone
there
in-
will be a long
yeah.
form video coming out on this car soon. We'll tease a few
Don't look at
details.
my welds.
Everyone in the office keeps walking in here and like seeing what you're up to and you know how you got on, and
Where we're at with it, because it's genuinely
you can
one
kind of
of the
see.
most exciting things.
We've fitted a full size Golf R Duet 8 intercooler onto this and fabbed that up real nice. But we've also just today got the Ecotune logo on it, and it's looking pretty.
Yeah, it does
It's
look
looking pretty sexy, actually, isn't it?
Obviously, you can
It's so
see it
cool.
through the grille if you're standing in front of the car. And it
Yeah.
just looks so cool.
That's going PM3.
Yep.
So it started life as a DQ200 Polo, and they have the IS12 on them.
Yep.
So 185, 200 brake-ish
Yeah.
out of the factory. Then Ross, I'm sure he hopefully won't mind us talking about it so much, but it went to stage 2 with us during a Black Friday sale like in 2022. And then from there it just snowballed. Eventually, as they do, the DQ200s aren't too happy with more power. Even stock, they're not too happy. Yeah. We did our first Ecotune custom kit for the 250, the DQ250 out of a Golf GTI. We fitted that, did an IS38, and then after that, he just wanted to go crazy with it. So we did a Powermax 1. This is a brief history of the car. Powermax 1, E85. It's been running brilliantly, but Ross decided he wanted to go even further, and we've now forged the engine and fitted a Powermax 2.
Is there any 1.8s that have been forged out there?
Not by us. I've not seen any.
I don't think I've seen any.
I mean, I had a wee look just because we were researching all this kind of stuff recently, and I haven't seen anything that's close to this spec.
I know there's one car in, I believe it's South Africa, which is running somewhere near low 500s, I think. I could not tell you the spec.
There's one
on
in
it.
India that I've seen that's 4-wheel
Do you
drive
know-
swap.
Yeah.
Had the Audi TT drivetrain on it,
Yeah.
but it's like really wide on the back, so
yeah.
they had to put the arches on it.
Spoilers, but that may be coming for this car.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe this year, maybe next year.
Yeah.
He needs to enjoy it as
yeah.
it is now.
I mean, regardless, it will be one of the most crazy polos around.
It's what? Got the big intercooler on it now, fully forged. Powermax 2 with our
PM3 kit, which
with
is
our compressor housing on it.
Compressor housing to avoid the kind of surge.
Yeah.
But the byproduct of that is that it sounds amazing.
Well, it's a
Unbelievable.
T51R compressor housing, which, if any of you are into 90s Japanese cars, HKS basically started that, and it's basically to reduce surge. But as you say, the byproduct of that, it sounds absolutely insane.
It does.
So like cold start, all you hear is like a jet engine underneath your bonnet.
It's mental.
Like I would pay thousands just for that.
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
I mean, even if that car didn't make any more power, which obviously it will, it's worth it for that noise.
Yeah, well, we're doing that on the 2 litres. It generally is more about mid-range and noise on the 2 litres.
Yeah.
If you're already Powermax 2 and you add this kit, because it's the turbo kit ancillaries, the intake and the boost pipes from our
Boost pipes and
full-port
everything,
head.
which look absolutely amazing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look really smart.
You know it's serious when you lift the bonnet on a car that's got the PM3 on it.
Yeah.
You know just by looking at it.
Because like
no
you can
one's
have a
messing around.
Powermax 2 on it with, an aftermarket intake and whatnot, and it looks nice, but when you pop that, like somebody's going to see that and think, wow, like this is serious.
That's the thing.
you know?
It's unmistakably brilliant. And you're right. I mean, you put any other turbo on a Volkswagen and the engine bay still looks like a Volkswagen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But we've obviously got our lines on it for the fuel lines. Ecotune high pressure fuel pump, the turbo kit bits and the intake. I mean, it looks pretty cool. It looks as good as it can for a Volkswagen engine bay.
Yeah. For me, it's the noise. I drove an S3 a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Up to Bishopton for a test drive and back. it's just like even when you're cruising like just 2,000 RPM and you like let off like the turbo flutter, like the spool up noise, I was just like, I want to drive this all the way to Edinburgh and back, you know.
Oh my god!
Just making
I know.
noises.
It just sounds
sat
so
in the
good.
inside lane,
Yeah.
60 mile an hour, just making
Like I've
noises.
never heard a hybrid turbo sound that good. It like sounds like some 90s Japanese car with a massive
do.
turbo on it.
Yeah, that's what I always describe it to people, is if you're like into that. And a lot of our customers did, you know, have that back in, you know, their earlier days with cars.
Yeah.
They would have those kind of cars. And they've grown up and they've had to go sensible.
Yeah.
This is making it a bit less sensible again.
Yeah.
You know, but reliably. Because
Well, the
they're
thing
out there
is,
being
like-
kicked in, you know.
The car literally drives like a stock car.
Yeah.
Like all your kind of 90s Japanese cars, if you put big turbos on it, you know,
Horrendous.
you're going to have to suffer some reliability
Yeah, there's
and some
compromises,
drivability, you know. With this, like any Powermax, our Powermax car that I've driven, like it drives like a stock Golf R, you know, until you float it. And it starts to go sideways even though it's four-wheel drive.
Well, if that's four-wheel drive, it's going sideways. I'm terrified
Yeah.
for what this does. But it will be cool. He's put a diff in it. There's a wave track in there.
There's a wave track.
It's going to help.
Yeah. He's got wide arches coming for it, right?
Wide arches coming,
We're
yeah, for
putting-
wider
putting
tyres and
slicks
stuff.
on it, or not yet?
Yeah, well, he's got a set of slicks. I think he's going to
Yeah.
go slicks.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this car makes an appearance at our Not Kill track night.
Oh, it's so
Which
well.
It's coming up, by the way. The
And Trail, I'm sure you'll be
Wednesday
there.
the 28th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can still actually get in touch and book your space, by the way.
We
There's
do
a few.
have a few spaces left, so
Yeah.
if you guys are local or even not,
Well, we've got someone coming up from Bristol.
yeah, exactly. So
Wow.
if you guys
For
want
our
to come
track
up,
night.
we've got. I mean, the lineup so far is pretty mega.
Yeah, RA, we've got GTRs, and we've got all the Stage 3.
Wait, R8s and GTRs?
Yes.
Better get my car tuned then. as well.
We've got a gorgeous M4 coming, properly track set
Yeah.
up, like. But at the same time,
M3s, yeah. But, you know, there's also Mad Polos and, you know,
yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I've
the run-of-the-mill
I'm
stuff.
going to be honest with you, I've never driven around the track. I'm not going to
Really?
be. Honestly.
Have you not?
I could not believe he'd never been to Knockhill.
But you have, haven't you?
I have. I've driven.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to be, you know, I like my
Sending it.
brakes. I've got stock suspension, leave me alone.
Well, I need to either
Yeah.
change my cams or prepare to be trailered home that night.
Would you just bring an
vote for
empty
trailer.
trailer
Yeah.
just in case?
We are bringing the trailer. I mean, that's for customers as well, if anything happens. We
Yeah.
try and sort you out. But,
But
we've only
just
got one
know-
space in the trailer.
And that space will be taken by the Golf.
Yes, my Golf.
Yeah.
You know what? That's just an excuse for a PM3 build.
Yeah, true. I don't know, it's probably about time I forged my engine and went 4-port, Stan, if you're watching.
What's four-wheel drive swapping it like?
I wouldn't want that.
No?
I love the playfulness of front-wheel drive and how it wants to kill me all the time.
Because I've driven your car, obviously it's got boost by gear.
Yeah.
Like, until you get like to third gear, I mean, it's pulling, but it doesn't pull like a Powermax to a Golf R.
No, they
Yeah.
never will.
Yeah.
But the playfulness of it is really fun. That's why I just love GTIs and stuff.
Just depends what you want from the platform.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
as a track car, a Golf GTI or a Polo GTI, when you set them up right, the front wheel drive and just the turning you get, it's just, it's really good. It's really, really good.
I mean, me like having a Honda, and my Honda only has 220 horsepower. It spins the tires all the time.
It
even though
does
it's
feel
LED.
like 400 though.
Yeah, but like the fact that you've got what 450 is it? Something
Yeah,
like that?
450
Yeah.
on mine, yeah. And then
Like it
470, 480 on
puts it
ethanol.
down really well.
It does.
Like whatever Volkswagen done, like they made it work. You know?
Well, I don't even have a diff in mine.
Yeah, exactly.
I've not even got a diff. It's not a performance pack. We just did the boost by gear, and because my car was the first car we ever did reflex on, in terms of like development,
Yeah,
we just really dialed in that boost by gear.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the other ones are now based off. If you get reflex,
Because
It's
I mean,
based
with
off
a
my
front-wheel
car.
drive car, like what's better? You know, having that power kind of cut back and actually have grip, or just spin the wheels. You know, your top mounts are
Well,
doing all
exactly.
that. And whatnot.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
There's still, if I want to kick it and really fight with it and have some wheel spin or burnout or whatever, I can.
Turn the traction control off.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. But again, we just set it up to be right on the edge of losing traction. So
Right,
it's just there.
yeah.
You know, if you keep your foot kind of mostly in it. So it works really well. It's fun.
But it is nice. It's really nice.
Well, we had this is not a bragging thing, but just to show you like the power of a Powermax 1 Golf, we had a good customer following me on Knockhill in his Stage 1 C7 RS6, and he came out of the hairpin in Knockhill at the bottom of the straight, and I was just in front of him, and he couldn't catch. Ridiculous. I mean, I was on ethanol as well, so I was like 480-ish. But ridiculous. And he came up afterwards and he was like, now I've got to go Stage 2 because I can't catch you. Like, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. You know, they're so much fun. So you've got to do it. If you've got a Golf, Powermax it.
Yeah. Like, 100%.
I mean, honestly, that platform in general is ridiculous. I know there was an event at Knockhill, I think that was last weekend, and there was a customer car against an RS6 from a stop on a drag, and he pulled on him.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I didn't see this.
No, I didn't either, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
What?
Mental.
Both from, you know how in the middle of Knockhill track days, they at the lunch break, they bring some cars on track and do drag racing down the back straight, uphill, from a dig, built engine, Stage 3 Golf R, pulled away from the RS6. I mean, you can just search that video, you'll find it.
Yeah.
But
that's ridiculous.
It is insane.
Oh my God. So, to be fair, speaking of customers obviously going Powermax or modding their cars, from a tech, because we can say what we want, but we're not techs at the end of the day, as much as we maybe try to be on our own cars sometimes. What advice would you give to someone who's gonna be going down that route of maybe Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, like, you know, modifying their car? You've just bought a Golf R, Polo GTI. What are you doing? What are you kind of looking out for? What's your advice?
I mean, obviously there's like the typical things like water pump thermostat leaking, you know, cam magnets and valves, but
yeah, you don't want to turn it up if
I'd
you're
say
leaking.
even before you think about doing anything, you know, because sometimes a vehicle will come in for a pre-tune and somebody's fitted their own turbo. You know, it's already got the turbo on it, it's already got the intercooler on it, it's got an intake, you know, they've spent a lot of money on it, and then they bring it into us and we're like, your bores are really scored, you know.
I hate that phone call, but it's a necessary evil sometimes. You don't want to turn things up when there's problems underlying.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, obviously the customer didn't know about that, the car drives fine, you know, everything's okay, but deep down, you know, things are going wrong.
Yeah.
So I would say before you know, either bring it to us for us to tune it or try and fit parts yourself. Always bring the car to us first. Let us inspect it. I mean, we know these engines inside out. You know, we know what to look for. You know, you're just going to be wasting money if you buy a turbo, you buy an intercooler intake, and then we say, oh, like, sorry, but your engine is, you know, all your bores are scored or timing chain stretch or whatever. You know.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, to be honest, because that happened the other day, unfortunately. You know, someone had bought all the bits, put them on really nicely as well, set up
really well.
Set up perfectly.
Like, it was a nice Golf.
And then, you know, we do a pre-tune inspection before any Stage 3 build goes ahead in terms of us fitting parts or tuning it. And yeah, sadly that was condemned because...
Like, obviously we do a compression test, but we also scope the bores with a bore scope.
Yeah.
Compression was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And then, you know, put the camera down it and all you see is these just polished, scored lines on each cylinder.
Yeah.
You know.
Such a shame. But it obviously goes to show you should always check your car, especially if you just bought it, or you know, keep on top of things. When you go for a service, you can tack on half an hour for us to go through a few more checks. Yeah, you know?
Exactly. I mean, when we do a major service, we look through your brakes, suspensions, everything anyway, you know. But yeah, you can. I'd say it's definitely good to have your car checked, you know, at least 2-3 years, something like that. Just a full check. If you know, if it's a stock car, maybe not as often, but if you're, you know, Powermax 1, Powermax 2, or Stage 2, I would have it checked often.
I think on those words of wisdom, if there's anything else that I haven't covered yet, but we might have to leave it there. We're at like half an hour already.
Fair enough.
Flew by.
Absolutely fair enough. And I mean, same script as last time.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions, even for Max in particular, just pop them in the comments. We'll get back to them.
On.
Get them to answer them for you.
Give some answers.
Facebook, Instagram, obviously the YouTube comments. You know where to find us. All the links are there. thanks for coming on, by the way, because I know
No
you're
worries.
busy. You would have liked to have stayed back and worked on this, but I pulled you away.
We're so close now. Like I can't. I just want
So
to drive it.
No. Chill.
Test drive.
Without the bumper.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll catch you next week and in the next one.
See you later.
Cheers.